Yo, what is up? What's poppin'? You know it ain't no stopping. It is your boy, the International Sensei, and welcome to the Entity Dojo podcast, your source for every damn thing. And of course, it is Monday Motivation, and because these dreams we steady chasing, keep it right, keep it tight, and above all, please talk to me nice. Whether you know how to throw a punch or you know how to lift, we need to understand what is your gift. That is the $1,000,000 question of the day, man. What is your gift, and are you even exploiting that gift and utilizing that gift to accomplish what you want? The other day I had a conversation with a close friend of mine, very close friend of mine, and he is an acrobat. He does like a lot of different tumbling, things like that, and he's extremely good at what he does, but he's a person that downplays himself quite often. So giving a little story about it, I teach martial arts and I specialize in weapons training. So I teach bow, I teach nunchuck, tonfa, sword, I teach a bunch of weapons. And one of the things that I've always done is made sure that I had a lot of footage. So anytime someone asks me, like, hey, I mean, I know you said you teach weapons. Do you have any footage, or how good are you with it? I have like a 30-second clip of all of my best stuff. And they were like, oh, damn, you're really nice with it. And then, shoot, some people would just take that and then use that as their like calling card to bring people to be instructed by me and stuff. And the same people that will be like, hey, man, like, how do you get to teach here? And I don't get to teach here. I'm like, well, number one question I always will ask, did you ask them? Second question what I always ask is, do you have a reel of your stuff? If both of those answers are no, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing. Because like, you're not utilizing your gift. And I, for a long time, was not utilizing my gift. I was like running from it because I let the grind of martial arts, the way I was going about it, kind of deter me from pursuing a career in it until I finish college. But I don't know. I think it's just like a thing where people often like shy away from the thing that they're amazing at because it's not the traditional way to earn a living. You know what I mean? It's not the 9 to 5, or it's not the degree job at the corporate office with the ties and the suits and stuff. And it's like, you're not built for that. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's not for you. Like, even if we're not going to go like biblical with this thing, like, cause I mean, I'm not a Bible beater. But my thing is, whatever you believe in, whether you believe in a deity or whether you don't, I don't care. I am International Sensei for a reason. All cultures, all backgrounds, all religions, or lack thereof, feel free to come with me as I rock on the mic. Oh, so nice. But whatever you believe in, the universe itself, the cosmos itself, gave you a specific set of skills that you are amazing at, and you've had an affinity and a great gift of something in your life. You know what I mean? Mine is martial arts. Yours might be cooking. Someone else's might be sewing. Someone else's might be basketball or soccer. Someone else might be comedy. You know what I mean? And obviously, like, with the American school system, like, we really do our like kids a disservice because we don't push them towards things that they're actually good at. We push them towards this manufactured system of, okay, well, if you go to school, you get good grades, you go to college, get good grades, you're guaranteed a job. And obviously, with the way the world is now, that's not the case. There are tons of people with degrees that don't work, tons of people with master's degrees that don't have jobs. You know what I mean? And it's terrible, but we've like done such a disservice on individuals with all this education and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna bang on about like education because I already talked about that. Anyway, you need to be an educated individual, but you don't necessarily need a piece of paper telling you that you are educated. Anyway, but my thing is, like, what is the gift that you have? Like, what is something that you do better than anyone else without even trying? What is that? Now, when I say without even trying, I mean you've put in the hours, because again, like, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. So you need to have that talent and you need to have that hard work. Floyd Mayweather is a prime example of talent and hard work. He's a very talented boxer, because I don't give a damn how hard you work. If you don't have a talent for something, you could keep doing it over and over and over again, and you're only going to get to a certain level. It's that talent and that hard work is what makes these amazing people in the world. You know what I mean? Like, you have Like I'm a prime example is someone like Isaiah Thomas, the small version of Isaiah Thomas in the modern era of basketball. He might work harder than LeBron James in the gym. He might run 10 miles a day, lifting weights, eating right, but he's 5'9" in a sport that chooses out for height. I don't give a damn how hard you work at 5'9". You're only going to accomplish so much, and that's just a fact. I'm sorry. Like, you have to have a talent for it as well as the work ethic, which LeBron James has. He has the talent, he has the height, you get what I'm saying. But obviously other things are a little bit different, but at the same time, you need to have a talent for it. That's your gift. You're gifted at something. You're a gifted speaker. You are a gifted martial artist. You are a gifted whatever. And then you're a hard worker at that. You know what I mean? Like Eric Thomas comes to mind. He is a gifted public speaker. My mentor, Kevin Taylor, he is a gifted public speaker. You know, like authors like J.K. Rowling, she is a gifted writer. Directors like Martin Scorsese, Jordan Peele, they are gifted directors. They have the gift. Okay, they have that gift in order to portray a scene and make sure that everything goes correctly and the division is captured in the moment and you're able to ooh and ah when it comes out in the theaters. It's that gift. And so many people shy away from that gift. I know people now. I have friends that can draw their behinds off and they love fashion, but they are sitting at a desk working a regular desk job because they never pursued fashion. And they refuse to pursue fashion. They won't even attempt to use the technology career that they, like the information that they have through their technological careers to pursue fashion because it's not deemed suitable for them to be in the fashion industry. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it sucks because like there's so much that people end up missing out on, and you end up, and in a lot of instances, a lot of people end up being very bitter because they don't necessarily pursue what their gift is. You know what I mean? Like, and there are doctors in the world. My pops, like, he is a surgeon. He does an amazing job, but he loves helping people. He loves the healthcare field. But he tells me, I mean, I have so many damn stories that he's told me about people who get doctorates and become, I will not get doctorates, but become doctors, become MDs. And they're absolutely horrible just because they were forced into that career. They did not have a gift for it. They didn't have a passion for it. They just had people saying, well, because you're whatever background, you must be a doctor, or just because of the clout of having the name of a doctor or whatever. There's freaking people right now that own restaurants that make more than doctors. There are people that own martial arts studios that own that make more than doctors. There are fitness professionals that make more than doctors. There are YouTubers and freaking and gamers that make more than doctors. It shouldn't be about the clout. So it's about the clout and the supposed money. Yet so many more fields make more money, and you don't have to deal with fucking malpractice and all the other shit that you have to deal with in the medical field. Anyway, obviously, like you have a lot more stability in that field because people are always sick and things like that. But at the same time, there are a lot of bad doctors that don't have a gift for medicine and go into the medical field. Same thing with there's tons of people that are just freaking punching bags in martial arts and in like kickboxing and in MMA, that they just slap on a pair of gloves and they just think they can just throw leather and hope something land. They're not gifted at that. But then you have someone like an Israel Adesanya that comes out. He is very gifted. Conor McGregor, he is very gifted. Khabib Nurmagomedov, he is very gifted. Ronda Rousey at the time, obviously she had bad coaches, but she was very gifted. Amanda Nunes is very gifted and works hard. All these people work very hard. John Jones, very gifted, works hard. Floyd Mayweather, very gifted, works hard. I'm just saying fighters, but Usain Bolt or whoever. But you get what I'm saying. Or someone like a Will Smith. Like, it's just they have that gift and then they apply that work ethic to it. But there are so many people in this world that run away from their gift or just blatantly ignore the freaking gift. Like, I have friends that like are like national or state champions in tumbling or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, well, I want to teach a seminar for it. Ask them. The worst thing they can say is no. If they say no, all right, I'll shop out and ask around to see who else might need my services, and just ask around. And you never know what you can have maybe as a side hustle, and that can eventually turn into a business. But stop ignoring your gift because of whatever reason, or because you don't think people will think you're good enough. You're good enough because you made it that far and you've committed that time. And you have this catalog of different stuff, you know what I mean, that you're able to present and portray. I didn't even realize, like, one day someone asked me, like, hey, do you work with quarter staff? And I was like, yeah, I can work with staff. I mean, I've worked with Kali sticks. I've worked with a long bow, like a 6-foot bow. I've worked with like Nietzsche bows or like shortened staff. So I can work with a quarter staff. I mean, it's very similar looking. So I could figure that out, and I understand path of motion very well. And then they said, oh, well, do you have a reel of you working with different weapons? Did I have one ready at that particular moment? No, but I had all the film, and it took me maybe 10 minutes to chop together a 30-40 second reel that I could send off to them at an instant. Now I have another reel of multiple weapons, not just nunchucks. I have freaking bow and spans and sai and tonfa and kamas and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, understand like how gifted you are and what that gift is, and then apply that. Like, if you're a cook, there's a thing called Trap Kitchen, and Trap Kitchen was I don't know if they have a location yet, but Trap Kitchen is a virtual or online social media restaurant where they take in orders, deliver food and stuff like that. And they've been making tons of money, tons of headway, and they're just selling food. They're just selling plates. They had a gift for cooking, and they just decided to sell plates. It's that simple. Understand what your gift is, and then figure out how to make that a bigger portion of your life, and then eventually that gift can grow and put you into completely different situations. Shoot, I didn't know that I was a gifted public speaker until I met Mr. Taylor, and he forced me to give more speeches. I was okay with public speaking, but I did not know how good I could be at it. And then that led into me going into gaming commentary, and that gaming commentary led me going into podcasting, and that podcasting led me going into voice acting. And I had so much content, like, for my podcast and from my FGC stuff, that I had multiple reels that I can send off. So if someone asked me, well, hey, we need an announcer, hey, we need a podcast host who can talk for 10, 15, 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, and just run a show very well, I'm there. And you might have multiple gifts, but there are people with multiple gifts that just don't do shit. That you're like, oh, I'm just going to stick here working this job, you know what I'm saying? I'll just save where I can, whatever, do my thing, blah, blah, blah. Instead of really going after like what you're truly gifted at, what you're truly passionate about, what you love. And then, but then being like so ho-hum, like if you've tumbled with like, or if you fought at the World Karate Championships and got a silver medal, damn it, you need to be teaching some fucking karate somewhere, even if it's just like small seminars at local schools. It doesn't need to be like the biggest school in the world, and that's something that I had to learn too. So I'm gonna put some culpability on myself as well. It doesn't have to be the biggest stage. It doesn't have to be the most money at first. There are people that absolutely suck. There's people that can't fuck with me ever when it comes to this weapon shit. And they're making more money than me simply because they chose to go for their gift. I'm doing that now, but imagine if I would have did that 4 or 5 years ago. So I understand because I've done it. I'm not just here on my pulpit saying whatever because I haven't done it. I've done it. I haven't believed in myself. I haven't believed in my skills. And I understand how detrimental that was for me and my growth, because I could have lost out on something amazing if I didn't come back around and realize how good I was and how gifted I was in my craft and how much time I put into my craft. So I just say, man, like, find your gift and follow it, man. Follow it. Put everything you got towards it, and who knows what amazing things could come out of that. But man, with that being said, man, thank you so much for listening. Motivational Monday is always better than a Sunday, and we are about to have a very, very fun day, man. 2021, having some fun. And of course, the International Senseis Entity Dojo podcast will one day be Number one, please follow me on Twitter at sensei_global21, international_sensei on Instagram. The Entity Dojo podcast is on iTunes, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify,